Hi, who cares? And welcome to Army Diaries. And we're on March. An interesting month, not because St. Patrick's Day where people drink themselves, no, because this month concludes the winter anime season. So basically, most shows, I've been watching has been finished or on pause, which I mentioned that later on. But for now, let's talk about the movies. And I only saw 2 movies this month. And the first movie I saw, which is I saw on the 1st of March in theatres, as you see here, is Attack on Titan, The Final Attack. Now, I don't need to tell you what Attack on Titan is. Basically, I think the whole world knows what Attack on Titan is. But basically, what this film is not a new content or not like that. Basically, it's the final 2 specials we got in Attack on Titan put together into a 2-hour movie, so over 2 hours on the big screen. That's all it is. There is new content, I meant that in a second. So, basically, yeah, it's fucking amazing. The whole thing is amazing. And yes, I know people is upset saying that, oh, the ending, I do not like the ending. No, I think the ending is perfect. I don't care if people say, no, it's not, it's not end this way. No, it is a perfect ending because the message of the whole thing about war, about who, mankind basically. No matter how much we change, we're going to go for a loop all the time. They're always going to have that peaceful period, and then we're going to go through hardship, war, and then the world ends, and then we go backward. It's always going to be like that, because that's what the world is. I think this film delivers so well. The animation scores, the score is fantastic. And the whole, story on the last 2 specials. Again, I don't need to tell you much about it. What I said, it's just the 2 specials on the big screen. But, God, you're on it as you see all the time. Yeah, there's some fans want more, which I do agree. Because just a thing, I bought the manga. And again, I haven't got up to this bit yet on the manga yet. But I hear there's some differences. Again, I'm not going to say it's not. It's not. Because I said I just got the mangas a couple months ago and I got a chance to read them yet. But there's something different in this special. Like I said, there is new content. After the credits, basically you see a modern day version of what I call it, the 3 duos. You see the modern day of them. You see the modern day of them watching the Attack on Titan movie. I thought that is funny, you know what I mean? And yes, it makes fun of the fandom, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's a fun little addition to Attack on Titan. And if I go rank this movie, collab, I gotta give it credit. It is one of the best collab movies I've seen, because like I said, there's not much they took out. What I said, it's a 2 specials put together on the big screen. So I'll go get a 9 out of 10. It's the same scores as the series. And people will say, is that pointless to go and see this? Because the only new content we got is technically the after credit scene. See, on the bit, it's not mind blowing. Like I said, it's funny. I think a bonus. But the thing I'm about to say is, if you're a big Attack on Titan fan and you want to see on the big screen, it's a good opportunity to see so. But again, by the time we release this video, it's probably off theatres normally. But again, like I said, I had a blast with this. And also, making it more funnier, I saw another anime movie the same day, which is my next movie, which is Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. Yeah. This got a release on the 1st of March. And I saw this straight after Attack on Titan. And the reason why I find that weird, not called Dragon Ball Z, because obviously Dragon Ball Z is huge. We know that. But the reason why I find it so strange is it's very rare cinemas in the UK. I'm not sure about the States, but in the UK, it's very rare that we get two anime movies at the same time. And even if it's out the same time, it's very rare, the same cinema was show them both on the same day. It's very rare. And I think it's the first time it's happened to me, to be fair. And I thought, hell yes, I'm jumping to that. Not just because Attack on Titan, because, I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan. And also, I need to omit something about Battle of Gods. And it's a bit of a sad story. Even though I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan, you know me on my channel or that on my TikTok, I always say my favourite anime of all time is Dragon Ball Z. I never saw Battle of Gods in the theatre before this. I never. Because, weird enough, even though Dragon Ball Z was huge in the anime community, my theatre in my city did not show it at all. The closest one was 40 minutes away at 8:30 at night. I was gutted. I couldn't go. I won't make it worse was I think I was in college too. So basically I couldn't go because by the time I get back, I'd be tired. I'd be in college next day. So I was a bit down on that. So I eventually got on Blu-ray. They came out. I watched it. I enjoyed it. I loved it. And seeing on the big screen, I love it. And one thing I can say is I'm so happy now that I saw all the modern day Dragon Ball's movies. Well, modern day, I talk about Battle of Gods from onwards. I saw, Battle of the Gods now. Reaction on F, the Frieza one. Broly. And, Dragon Ball Superhero, I think it's called. The last one. So I saw them, 4 of them now, on the theatre. I'm happy about that. And like I said, this film is fantastic. It's a good revival. Just to think, it was a revival. But before this movie came out, we have nothing on Dragon Ball at all. Except for video games, basically. And maybe a handful one-off stories, in mangas or that, I think. We didn't have much at all. The only thing we had that was very, very, very big before this movie, and even then, I think that was a Japan exclusive, if I believe. Again, I could be wrong here, but I cannot find the dub or a proper way to watch this outside Japan or, websites. I'm not going to mention, get me arrested. Which is, the Dragon Ball special with Vegeta's brother. We now have that. But the thing is, that was the last big thing we had on the whole community thing. So then Dragon Ball Battle of Gods came out. Then we got Dragon Ball Super, and then it gone big again. And I think that brought loads more people back into Dragon Ball Z. Because this is the thing, Dragon Ball Z was fucking awesome. And yes, this is the thing, the movie got flaws. It has. I'm not going to lie saying it's perfect. It's 10 out of 10. It's not. It got flaws. And to be fair, that's Dragon Ball. To be fair. And it's one of the fan sizes. Again, I'm not making an excuse, but it's one of the fan sizes that you don't mind the flaws. You don't mind the flaws because it's one of the fan sizes that you love, you respect. Because one of that, you probably not got into the, the industry, the anime industry. But there's only a handful you can say about that. It's One Piece, Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, and maybe Bleach to a point, Ain't the big 4 to get you out, to get most people into anime. Yeah, I know there's a couple new ones now, like My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan, But I talk about, the GOATs. And my GOAT was Goku. And yeah, Dragon Ball Z is my favourite all time. If I've got a choice, my best one is Dragon Ball. To me, Dragon Ball is the best one. But again, we never got that until later on. We got Dragon Ball Z first in the UK. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it's a major rival. So I go rank this. It is a 8.5 out of 10. It was an amazing experience on the big screen. And also, just another thing too, it's not a lazy release. It actually added 20 more minutes onto the film with recent scenes. So, again, it was a bit worthwhile for the extra content. Not most, but it's still extra content, you know what I mean? Why I'm saying 8.5. Yeah, in the past, I give it 9 out of 10, but the reason why I changed it because, like I said, later we got another 3 movies, and the best one out of those 3, of those 4, is Bowie. I think Bowie is an amazing film. Fantastic film. So, I give it 8.5. So, let's get on to the shows I watched this month. Shall we? So, a lot of anime are finishing this season. And let's start with the first one with Zenshu. And I love it. I love this anime. There's not much I can praise more about it. It is an amazing original anime. And again, I know people say the Isekai bit is not original. Yeah, I know that, but I still think it's a good spin on this Isekai stuff, you know what I mean? And I think the world's fantastic, the cars are fun, and like I said on my last video, I love it's basically taking digs at the industry, the whole manga anime industry, and not just the people who work inside it, but the fandom too. I just love everything about it. And also, like I said, the animes too, where it references loads of other great animes. I think it's done an amazing job with that. And to me personally, I know people say, should it be a season 2? No. It's one of those one-off stories. Now, do I have any problem with this anime? Yes, I do. And that is the last 2 episodes. This is the thing, it's not awful. Like, it's not awful, the last 2 episodes. My problem is, it didn't have that punch, you know what I mean? Like, all the way through, you feel like it's gonna be this punch, and it was there mostly, but it didn't have that next step to blow people's mind. Like, the ending, I did not mind the ending. I think the ending makes sense. The ending is good. It's not the ending, it's the path to the ending. I wish it's like another episode maybe to build up, to get more tension into the final climax, you know what I mean? Instead, it felt rushed, even though it built for 3 episodes. It still feels rushed on certain characters, you know what I mean? And the way 1 or 2 characters come back, you know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, I like the ending. It's just the path to the ending wasn't like the strongest thing. It might be of a race, not as bad as a race where it's good mostly, but then got like the last 2 or 3 episodes, it didn't hit that thing. Oh no, I mean. So if I go rank this anime, I'm gonna give it 8. It's 8 out of 10. It is a must watch still. I enjoyed it. I love it. And yeah, it's an amazing watch. So let's get on to the next one, shall we? I'm getting married to a girl I hate in my class. So this is another one I completed. You know, finished, season's finished completely. And to be fair, I enjoyed it. Again, it's not the greatest romance thing. And I know people love it. I've seen people loving it, but my problem is I've seen stuff like this before. Again, not as bad what I'm going to say later on. Because there's one later on that I watched, and I'm like, yeah, this is so mid, you know what I mean? This one's not that. I give credit, the humor's there, like there's a couple of jokes in there I think I find hilarious, you know what I mean? I think the characters are, even though 1 or 2 is a bit, okay, whatever, but I do find what I call the sister funny, you know? She is so funny, so insane, you know what I mean? That she came in the last couple of episodes, you know what I mean? You know, her card design is fantastic too, you know. And there's more stories to be told with here in a way because he got this illness, know what I mean? I hint that as well, that he's still got this illness, know what I mean? And also the connection of the main two characters. Gotta give credit, they are a good couple in a way, even though they hate each other, know what I mean? So, I gotta wank this. I gotta give it, a 7 out of 10. It's decent, know what I mean? It's a good little wash, know what I mean? So, I actually enjoyed this one. So, we'll get to the next one, shall we? Sakamoto Days. Now, this one is an interesting one because I cannot give it a score yet. Even though we're not getting no more episodes for a while now because it's on a mid-season break. We're not getting no more episodes till July. Unless it gets delayed, but at the moment now, Netflix saying July. There's no date on what day it's coming out in July, but we're getting it in July at the moment now. Right? At the time we record this video, obviously it contains in the future. But I can get my thoughts on the halfway through, at least, know what I mean. So, my thoughts on the whole 11 episodes, it's okay. I'm a bit disappointed in a way because I was expecting it to be a bit more. But just the thing, I'm a huge fan of the manga. I got basically all the mangas up to date except for one, which I need to buy next week, know what I mean? Want to get, paid, whatever, know what I mean? I'm missing, one volume, but I'm basically up to date with the English release of the manga, know what I mean? And I love Sakamoto Days. And I think the anime done a good job in some parts, right? This is the thing, I'm not more after animation. I know low people are, but I'm not. I think the animation is good. I actually do think the animation is very good. My problem with the anime is the pace, like, then we have like an arc, like, it do an arc, and then it goes jump straight to the next arc, dead quick like that. Again, I'm not asking for filler, I'm not, but in the manga, there's like small stories, and that can breathe down for a bit, and also it's giving more character development for the side characters. Like, for example, there's a chapter it cut out. Like, it's a bonus chapter, but still, I still would put in it about Sakamoto's daughter. She wants his backpack, and basically he's had to get it. He wants to get it for her because he loves his daughter, and basically he basically jingle all the way. You know what I mean? He wants it jingle all the way with all the parents going for this bag. Sakamoto and blah blah blah. It go try to get it, and it goes to hell. But during all that, you find more about, his connection to his daughter, know what I mean? Again, a bit more character development, know what I mean? And the thing I love about Sakamoto Days near the end, it technically done something like that near the end. Like, once the last arc mainly finished, we have half an episode of him and the gang go to a spa, know what I mean? And of course, it's like, the guy working the spa trying to, try to reanimate Sakamoto, know what I mean? I find that so freaking hilarious the way they done that. And again, I'm not saying do a whole episode, but like I said, do like half an episode of something calming down, chilling, know what I mean? Then build up for the next arc, which they done here with, what I said, in the second half of the episode, and then the next episode, at the end of that episode, we got our big hype for the next arc. So it's missed that little pacing thing. That's my only problem, you know what I mean? Again, hoping the next episode learn from that and then go through that. But this anime got potential, it has. You read the manga, it's unbelievable, know what I mean? So again, not getting a score yet, but it's okay, but I will spend a bit more. That's all. We'll get to the next one, shall we? So, in the last episode of Anime Diaries, there was 2 animes that I said I'm going to take a break from, wait till the episode build up, watch it in one go, and basically binge it. This is one of them. Honey Lemon Soda. And my thoughts of it, well, just a thing in the first anime Diaries, not last month, the one before, in January, I watched like 1 or 2 episodes of it. I was a bit worried and like, this is not, setting me mind blown. Because just a thing, I am still technically a bit new into the romance anime genre. Even though I've been start watching them the last 3 or 4 years. Yeah, I know people will say, well, that's not new, that's still a long time, but there's still a lot more big hitters, romance animes or mangas I had not viewed, you know what I mean? There are a couple that I'm ashamed I haven't seen, and hopefully this year I'm gonna watch them. But back to this. How I feel about this anime, I'm sorry, but it's so mid. I cannot understand how this manga's still going. But I still think the manga's still going. At the moment now, like I said, season 1 completed, 12 episodes, all watched, and I do not understand how it is still going, because it is so slow, so boring, and it's boring. I do not want to attack it, but it's so boring, so mid. The characters are boring too. Like, the main character, like, look what she is. She's this girl who's got picked on in school, and she's talk like this. Oh, I'm nervous, and she comes down to herself. She's very shy, and then somehow she falls in love with a boy. Yeah, it's basically the same character as that. It's the exact same character. The only difference is, what's his name? In that other anime that's shown, then she's the reason why she gets picked on or people don't talk to her because she looks scary. With this one, she looks like she's a snot-up bitch, even though the people who pick on her are snot-up bitches, you know what I mean? Again, very hypocritical, but fine. That's what school life is, you know what I mean? And all that. But even then, her character is so boring. I couldn't get into it at all. The only time it got interesting, like, the only time the whole anime got interesting, even though I do hint it a bit, but even then it's not enough hints to put in it, is the dad. I think it's on episode 10 or 9, I can't remember what episode it is. The dad, he's overprotective. He is overprotective. And one day she's walking home with her friends, and the dad and his work colleague saw them, and then the work colleague said, "Oh, don't bad kids go to those schools." And then the dad heard that, and then he's decided to try to take his daughter out to school, transfer her in another school. And then the whole point here is stand up to her dad, you know what I mean? Again, yeah, interesting, but the problem is it gets wrapped up in one episode. Basically, it happened, get wrapped up in the exact same episode. I'm like, instead of having like 2 or 3 episodes, or at least a couple episodes, because to be honest, yeah, it is very, very fucking boring. At least have that in there, know what I mean? Instead, it's like, no, whatever. Also, God, it's so boring, so bland. I gotta wank this. It's a 5 out of 10. Yeah, I know there's a fan base for this, but oh my God, I feel like the manga's still going. I cannot get into this. So, what I said, there's another anime that I haven't watched last month, but I finished it, which is Twin Game, which is an anime I just finished, and it's okay. It's okay. The reason why I was looking forward to this anime, it's something a bit different on my watch list, because it is like a business type anime, and yeah, it explores all kinds of businesses. And the last couple episodes I watched, it deals with what we call mobile games, microtransaction games, how it can make it addicting, you know what I mean? And then the main last arc, which is making a streaming service, and how can you, get people hooked onto streaming services, how you can make money on streaming services. Yeah, it's very interesting to watch. And the same way, the very last 2 episodes, it's about getting like a news station, how you can make money off the news, you know what I mean? Again, very well told in that way. And the characters are fun. And the animation, I do like the animation style. It's got like that JoJo tin. Again, it's not JoJo it's not like JoJo animation, obviously, but it's got that JoJo theme with the tins, you know what I mean? On certain characters. I actually do like that style, you know what I mean? So, like I said, it's a decent little anime. My only thing that shocked me is 26 episodes. I thought it was gonna be 12, and then I found out on the app I used to see how many episodes got left. It went from being 12 to being 24, and then went from 24 to 26, and I can confirm, yeah, that is the last episode of the season. 26 episodes. Very weird to stay in age, especially for new animes on, especially something like Training Game. It's not what do you call it? Demon Slayer or something like that. Yeah, you expect being a 20 episode thing because that's more action packed. With this one, it's not action packed, it's more like business things, you know what I mean? So I'm quite shocked it got that many episodes in the first place. But again, it's not awful. So you gotta wank this. It's a 7 out of 10. It's a decent watch. Some people don't like it, but some people might actually like it. I just give it a watch before. If something sticks out for me, you know what I mean? Compared to all the other animes I watched this season, or that winter season, you know what I mean? So, like I said, give Training Game a chance. It is a decent little watch. So, let's get to the next one, shall we? I may be a good receptionist, but I show any boss to clock out on time. So, this is another one that is finished. And it's okay. For what it is, it's okay. I give credit, it does set things up for, future storylines in a way. But the thing is that got me a bit up and down is the main villain, the main twist. Even though it's not a twist, because one thing I have to do like, he actually says, oh, it's Glenn, know what I mean? He's the mole, know what I mean? That went through all the, the dark crystal thing, blah, blah, blah. I like that he actually said, yeah, he's a villain. There's no bullshit of, he's not the villain, it's someone else. No, he's the villain. He got a good backstory, the reason why he's used people to get, this power, because of his adopted daughter got killed. He never got a chance to say, I love her. But his backstory is he's just emotional adventurer. And then he actually does die. He's broken down by it. So he will use his power to go back in time. Try to bring it back alive, know what I mean? Again, it's a good backstory. And like I said, it does set it up because after that event happens, that, defeats him and move the darkness out of him. Which I love the reason why, she kept him alive. Not because of, it's the right thing to do. It's because he made a promise to her beginning of the season saying that if he does the job for her, he hire more staff so she get out on time. I love that is the main reason why she kept him alive. I find that freaking hilarious in that way. That is funny, know what I mean? And then he's about to say how he got this information from, and then his memory got wiped out of nowhere. So technically, it does set up for future storylines in that way. You know what I mean? Now, the gimmick of her being a receptionist, that cannot last so long, because I think, I know it's in the title or that, but it's going to get boring eventually. So it's either going to be a short storyline, But I think the manga's still going. It's going to be either dead short on a manga, or if you do go and make it longer, you got to move out of this Receptionist thing. But even then, you're going to lose the title of the gimmick is in the way. So, to me personally, it cannot drag the storyline too long, Noreen. But you're going to want this. I'm going to give it 7 out of 10. It is, like I said, a decent anime. It's watchable. The dub is quite funny. I watched a bit in the dub, but I'm lost most in sub. But like I said, the dub, it's not finished by the time me recording this, because like I said, of course, the dub is like 2 or 3 episodes behind. Like normally is on anime, normally. What I'm saying, it's a good watch. 7 out of 10. We'll get to the next one, shall we? The Medalist. And this is another series I've finished. Episode 8 to episode 13. So it's completed. And my final thoughts of the whole series. I love it. I absolutely love this series. Brutal animation. And the thing is, the CG works so well here. I know people in the anime community say CG do not work in anime, which for a lot of times I agree. But there are a couple of animes can do it, and this is one of them. The way they show the figure skating is beautiful in this anime. The story's fantastic. Like the last couple of episodes got more information about this kid who's, part of this family, of the coasters. We find out that he's an asshole, you know what I mean, towards this kid, and he took that, with him, and basically he wants to be like his brother, but at the same time he doesn't. He don't admit it, you know what I mean, and the connections with him and the coast is fantastic. We got an interesting season 2 coming up, and yet it's the thing too, it confirmed season 2 on the day the last episode comes out, which very rare we get that. It shows you how good this anime is and how much people love it, because to get reviewed that quick, you know what I mean, it shows you how well it received, and I cannot wait to see more of this anime. And if I give it a score, it's a 9 out of 10. It's a must watch. Seriously, if you want to watch, Yuri on Ice, I haven't seen that yet. I know people are attacking for that, but I will watch that sometime this year. But people say that's one of his favourite animes, and to me, if you're missing that type of anime, the Medalist is the perfect one for you. So, let's get to the next one, shall we? The 100 Girlfriends Who Very, 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 Very Love You, Season 2. This is from episode 8 to episode 12. So this is another series I completed this month. And what can I say about the series? It's funny. Yeah, again, it's not one of the greatest stories ever told. It's not one of these warrior core, the greatest romance ever. Or it's not one of these ones that you'll be, gross, because, the title says itself. 100 Girlfriends. It says it itself, know what I mean? But, this is the big but, it makes fun of it. It knows what to take a mick of, know what I mean? It's not taking itself seriously. It's having fun with it. And honest to God, I have fun with this series. For fig's sake, the story of this season shows you how it doesn't take itself seriously. You got from the first episode, which is basically a parody of Your Name, one of the greatest romance, stories out there, movies out there. It's taking me out of that to having an eating contest, a food eating contest, to them all the girlfriends turn to babies, to them having a baseball game facing a team that are half human, half dinosaur thing, to a point that they have a karaoke crisis where basically it all got killed with cuteness on a karaoke thing, to a point that the whole world got covered up with hair, to a point that it had a beauty contest to a point that it had to have a spell bomb to turn one of the girlfriend personality back to normal. Yes, all that it happens in one season. This is how mental the season is. And guess what? I have freaking fun with it. Because, like I said before, it doesn't take itself seriously. It makes fun of tropes, romance tropes, anime tropes. For fake sake, there's One Piece, Dragon Ball references in this, know what I mean? It's taking me a romance story, like I said before, with Your Name. And even gross out animes with tentacle monsters. It takes a mix it's all. And guess what? It is so freaking funny. And yes, it got one of the best manga pages on the last scene of the thing. Yeah, the longest what you call text bubble in anime in manga history, you know what I mean? Also, God, it is fun. So it go rank this. It's an 8 out of 10 because I still think the first season's better, but God, it's one of the animes you will have fun with. Seriously, it is so much fun, this anime. So, whoo! Yeah, that is a mouthful. Let's get on to my last anime I watched this month, which is Apothecary Diaries Season 2. And this, I watched episode 6 to episode 12. So yes, I'm caught up with it. And it's halfway through. So technically this is not finished. Because we got, again, another half to go. I love that some websites say that it's on a mid-season break. And then I find out it's back on 4th of April, which I find that funny, you know what I mean? But obviously it's not a mid-season break then. It's just them doing the whole 24 episode season in one go, you know what I mean? But again, that's a couple of websites, you know what I mean? That's saying all this news, you know what I mean? But back to the subject on these episodes. What I thought, it's good. Again, the big reason why I love this series is like a soap opera, basically. One of these soap operas, and you got these mini mysteries, but at the same time, it got one bigger mystery in the background. It is well told. My highlight of these episodes, I got 2. I think we know what the other one is, but the first one, to me personally, is like, whoa, is episode 9, which, about, them exploring, the case, basically. There's a case going on to this emperor, and yeah, once you go back to, the backstory of this emperor, it is so messed up. I'm like, this is the thing. I'm not like, oh my God, this is too much. No, I seen loads of messed up stuff like Game of Thrones and stuff like that. Again, if you know what I mean about episode 9 with a backstory, yeah, it is kind of messed up, but those stuff happened back in those days, you know what I mean? And again, I'm not saying this is a true story or that, but what I mean is the time period, stuff like, that happens back in the day, and I thought, wow, this is dark, you know what I mean? And good writing in a way, too. And the other highlight, which is probably, episode 12, we finally got the adaptation of the frog. Yep. If you know what I mean about the frog, or sorry, the toad, is, wink, wink, know what I mean? Woo! That got spicy, didn't it? The chemistry with those two? Woo! Know what I mean? So, yeah. Good story so far now. And the reason why I'm, saying that, because like I said, I read the manga. I love the manga too. And, yeah. It's a good adaptation. It's a very good adaptation. And I cannot wait to see more, get done. We've got another 12 episodes to go. So, yeah. Enjoying so far now. Been a very good season so far now. So, yeah, that might update on Apothecary Diaries Season 2. So, that's it. That's all I watched in the month of March. And as you see, most of the series I watched has finished. So next month gonna be interesting because there's gonna be a couple animes that gonna be new on this series. Like there's a couple one I'm gonna watch that is technically still winter season, we haven't got a chance to watch, but I go binge all one go. I got one I'm going plan to watch next. So, but there are a couple of new spring animes coming up now, which should be interesting on what we're gonna watch. So yeah, been a good month, and next month could be a bit more interesting because again, like I said, it's gonna be those new animes I'm gonna talk about. And yeah, if you notice, like one certain big animes missing on, these videos so far now. There's a reason why I'm not watched that anime yet, because I got planned to watch it this month. So yeah, so let you know on that. So if you like this video, really like, or you'll see more, like I said, really like on the video. So there's been a break. Who cares? See you on the next one.